I give you Flat Earth versus Globe Earth. What happens when we look at the horizon? Hey there. Let's have a look at some of my own personal observations of the Earth. Does the horizon match the flat Earth or the globe Earth? First up is the lighthouse. This is Sugarloaf Point Lighthouse, photographed from my hometown of Nelson Bay on the east coast of Australia, from an elevation of about 65 feet. The distance to the lighthouse is around 30 miles. Most flat earthers tell me, according to the Globe Earth model, that this lighthouse shouldn't be visible, which is a strange argument. So what, there's too much curve? Flat Earth confirmed? But this is actually a rare photo from this location. Usually I can't see the lighthouse from that elevation. I have tons of photos like this one with no lighthouse visible and in clear weather. When this photo is compared with the globe model and refraction is taken into account, it matches perfectly. Thanks to Dr. Buttons for the analysis on this one. He also compared the photo with the flat Earth model, and as we can see, it did not match. The two main explanations that flat earthers try to give for this photo is perspective and compression. Oh, actually, there is a third one. They think it's two different lighthouses. I absolutely love it when flat earthers think I fake my photos. So, if perspective was the explanation, then the vanishing point would make the lighthouse not visible. So that's a no. If it was compression, the lighthouse would also be compressed, but we can clearly see the lighthouse is being slightly stretched from the refraction and small amount of mirroring. I've also got this set of photos from separate elevations. It speaks for itself, I think. When the smoke from these fires eventually clears up, I'll try and get some more photos and footage of the lighthouse, and I'll use my telescope and the drone to add to the observation, so I can show that more zoom will not reveal the hill below the lighthouse. Next one, I call this two ships. I got this photo while I was visiting Newcastle, which is to the south of where I live. It's a really busy coal port and has these large bulk carriers constantly arriving and departing. I like this photo because it shows two ships, both near the horizon, but one of them is much further away. The camera is up on the beach, so about a 20-foot elevation for the camera. And this photo, the camera is zoomed in about 25 times. Now, the usual flat earth explanation I get for this photo as to why the ship in the distance is obscured by the horizon is because I'm not zoomed in enough. Luckily, while the ship over the horizon was in view, I did zoom in, and here we go. This is about 40 times zoom, and I couldn't see any more of the ship. And if we insert a photo of what these ships look like while they're arriving at port with no load, we can see that there is a hell of a lot of ship being blocked by the horizon. Unfortunately, the weather conditions sucked on this day, so it's definitely an observation I need to get more of. The third observation we'll look at is the sailing boat. Personally, I think this is one of the best photos I've taken that shows curvature drop, and it was completely by accident. I was just testing out my new camera. So, first, here's the scene. I've got the camera here. It's at one of my regular spots. It's a small hill near the water at about a 65 feet elevation. This is actually a photo from the same spot with the camera completely zoomed out. It's the same location I took the lighthouse photo from. The boat is across the water there in the far distance. It's a good 3 miles away. There's a thin strip of land just behind the boat, which is irrelevant to this observation, but it's the island in the far distance that seals the deal for curvature drop. Let's look at it this way. Let's presume the Earth is flat. The camera is here at 65 feet. The island in the distance is 65 feet high, so there's our eye level. The boat is around 45 feet tall, just here next to the little strip of land, but this is not what we see. What we see is this. The top of the boat's mast appears level with the top of the island, because the ground below the island has dropped away by at least 15 to 20 feet. I've compared the photo extensively with both models, and you know which one matched. If the camera was lower, I would say that this is because of perspective, but the camera is above the mast, and the island in the distance is above the mast. So curvature drop is the only explanation for this scene. Alright, so after about 3 years of arguing with flat earthers, and a couple of years of doing my own observations and research with the sole purpose of debunking flat earthers, I still say to myself from time to time that I can't believe flat earth is even a thing. I mean, come on, flat earth, really? Flat earth. Okay. Realizing that there is really people in the world that believe the earth is flat is sometimes a little hard to accept for some people. But as we all know, yep, there is. And those flat earth people are serious, really serious. As it turns out, debunking flat earthers is heaps of fun. There's several different ways of doing it, but for me, I really like making my own observations of the earth and sky. Getting out into the world and photographing and filming as much as I can. I love it. And when I'm not making videos about specific observations, I like to put a bunch of my observations together into a music video. But I thought for this video, I'd actually talk about them. There's not much point debunking flat earth anymore. Flat earth is well and truly debunked. But I enjoy doing these observations, and taking the time to explain them is a nice change. So the next video I do like this, we'll take a look at my sky observations. So take care, thanks heaps for watching, and see ya.